Good morning. Welcome to the Potomac Curling Club in Laurel, Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C. for the 2019 Junior Bonspiel Finals. We're getting ready here in the warm room. The kids are lining up now to be piped on the ice
Don't move too much, evidently.
by our local pipers. There we go. Working through some audio challenges at the moment, but we'll get it fixed before we start. So the feature sheet today is Swiss Chalet versus Power Braids. We'll keep score updates on all 4 sheets for you. So even if your team is not showing on the main sheet, we will keep the scores up to date. With me today, so I'm Lauren Luthi. With me is Paul.
Hello, hello.
And Janine, who I think doesn't have audio. So she's going to run the webcast for us.
I think
You can probably hear her laughing.
I think she's got a little bit of audio. She just has her mic down a little bit.
Occasional audio.
Occasional?
Oh,
there
you're
I
on.
am. Well,
You're
hello.
alive.
It just sounds like some of the chords are a little sensitive.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all going to sit very still for the next 2 hours. Be ready. So right now, all the kids are lining up in the rink next door. We have a junior pipe and drum group from the area as well, warming up outside. And piping is pretty cool. So it's a tradition in curling for finals that you'll see that you have at least a bagpiper lead the teams out on the ice and pipe some tunes, and then there'll be a toast to the piper right at the end. Of course, this being the Junior Bonspiel, our toast will be ginger ale or apple juice. Different beverages are used for adult Bonspiels. And if you're new to this sport, Bonspiel is just a fancy name for tournament. So these kids have been playing since early yesterday morning. I think they started at like 8:30 or something. Yeah, they were up bright and early yesterday morning. So they've had a great time. It's getting quiet in here, so I think we're about to come out. So we don't have a camera on. We won't have a camera on the kids coming through the warm room. We're all on the way. But we will, once they get onto the ice, we can turn on a wide camera on the ice, and you'll see what they're doing, and you should be able to hear a little bit. We have some environmental mics on the ice as well. You're fine.
Nah.
I don't think we have to tell it to record or not. I thought it did it on its own.
That was for instant replay.
Just follow the directions Ken sent. All right, we're about to get started. Oh, am I still on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You will definitely hear the pipes and drums through our microphones in roughly the next 30 seconds to a minute. Do you want to switch to the wide angle on the ice?
Do I have it on the right one?
And where's the
Nope,
one looking at the away side?
There you go.
through our toast. Pipers are coming off the ice. All our juniors right now are all right, so all our juniors on their respective sheets. You'll see handshakes here to start the game. Cool part about curling is it's a very friendly sport. So you always greet the other team and your own teammates with a handshake and a good curling before you start. You'll see all these kids doing exactly that. And they're all gonna get set up here on the end of the sheet, maybe take a little warm up. They're gonna flip a coin. Oh, let's see. They'll probably flip a coin to determine which color everybody has, or the color's preset for this one.
Colors are not preset.
Colors are not preset, so we'll get colors set up here, and then they'll be off. So the game we'll be watching here, this is Sheet B here at the club, Swiss Chalet versus Power Braids. There are actually two different tournaments running at the same time in this Bonspiel. So we have our competitive side, a little bit older players playing a little bit longer, and that was 4 different teams here. And then we have our developmental side, who are players who are kind of working their way up into the sport. And this is pretty cool because this actually happens at the pro level at well. You'll see pro events where they have tier 1, which would be your, I guess, more popular, well-known curlers as far as you can go in the curling world, and your tier 2, which are your teams that are developing and working their way up in the system. So really nice way to match what's going on in the, I guess, the pro competitive curling world.
There's something wrong with this one. You want to watch there.
All right. Thankfully, we've also now fixed our audio problem, so we should be golden for the rest of this game.
Yep, all ready to go. Got a good crowd here in the warm room to watch the games.
We're sure you can hear them in the background too. Everyone's excited. Lots of parents, lots of kids, lots of volunteers. They're just doing some final cleanup on the ice to make sure everything's nice and tidy, so these kids have some great ice conditions to play on. We're always grateful to our ice team. They work hard all weekend to make sure that the ice for these kids is just as good as the ice would be for any other event at the club.
Getting some final practice slides here in Sheet B.
You can see that top bar right there. If the colors change there, we'll update it there, and that's where you'll also see any score updates. We'll make sure to announce them when we see them happen, too. So again, welcome. This is the Potomac Curling Club 2019 Junior Bonspiel. Kids are just finishing their warm-up, just getting set to start the first end here. If you're not as familiar with curling, end is equivalent to an inning in baseball. So they can play up to 8 ends in a full game. And they'll go back and forth up and down the ice. So as they move, we'll keep readjusting the cameras for you.
All right, on Sheet B, it looks like Team Swiss Chalet
are yellow.
Lost the coin toss, so
and they are
Power
yellow.
Braids won the coin toss. They took hammer. So hammer means that they throw the last stone in the end.
Okay. And on sheet D, those are as presented. Team Penn is red, Rolling Stones is yellow.
All right, there's our first shot. That is, where's my other sheet with the names on it? Here we go. Joey Connor from Bucks. And that's our first shot of the game. It's always tricky to throw first because you never know what the ice is going to be like. So you're kind of a guinea pig out there. Looks like they called a guard. They get a very nice center guard. Great way to start the end. Next up from Power Braids, Jane Kablinski. Looks like, was Diana looking for a corner guard there?
Yep, Diana's looking for corner guard. So she's putting her broom right in the middle of the ice, wanting to curl over to the corner.
So here, a guard is anything that lands in front of the rings of the house, that big target down there at the end, and the hog line, which is that blue line you see at the top of the screen right now. Those are guards. Those they set up now to hopefully protect other stones in the house later. The stones in the house are the ones that get you your points. So you want to protect whatever you put in there. Nice corner guard. Here's Joey's second shot. Cedar's calling for a draw into the house.
Wants to draw behind that yellow guard, gets her some protection.
Yeah. So a draw is basically when you want your stone to come in and curl around your guard, and you want it to draw into a scoring position. You need it to be in those paint rings somewhere for it to count later on. It looks just a little bit quick. Ice might be a little faster than they were expecting it to be today. And here's Jane's second shot.
Deanna calling for a top 8, top 12, so she wants to draw behind those guards there.
Still sit in the front of the house. So the front of the house is in front of that that line that's kind of perpendicular running across the rings there.
So Lauren, what did she mean when she said top 8, top 12? What
That's
do those numbers
question.
mean?
Yeah, so the rings are actually an exact size. So that middle ring, well, I'll wait for the camera. There's a 4-foot ring, an 8-foot ring, and a 12-foot ring.
You mean diameter, or?
That is correct. So I mean diameter. So the red in our club, red is 4 foot, white is 8 foot, and blue is 12 foot. So sometimes when the skip, the captain down at the end of the ice calling the game there, is looking for a specific spot, it can sometimes be hard to see where they're pointing. So they'll also tell you how far they want it to go, and they'll tell you by either ring size or there's a number system that we'll explain if it comes up.
So that red stone is sitting in the back of the house. It's behind that tee line. It's sitting
Daniel
in the
Loffer here. Yep.
8 foot, maybe touching the 12 foot. And so Cedar's calling for another shot right behind that yellow guard, trying to get something over into the center of the rings.
It looks like they are having some trouble getting stones to curl on that side.
They're running a little straight, maybe a little too heavy. That one went right through. Diana's calling for another one now. Wants to come from the other side now instead of the side they went down.
This is Odessa's first shot. Yes, Odessa Hauer's first shot.
Sweepers on early.
Looks like they're going to manage this one carefully. Nice shot.
A little heavy. Cedar's on it. Sweep it out. Take the score off, and it settles right at the back line. Still in the rings, but a little bit farther back than she probably wanted.
Here's Daniel's second shot.
Cedar calling for the same thing. Draw behind those guards, sit in the center.
Sweepers are staying close, just in case.
Said that line's good. Says Will. Likes the way it's coming down the ice. Maybe a little heavy still.
Looks pretty good. Should settle down now.
Diana's going to sweep that.
But now they have something behind it, so even if it were quick, there's something still to stop it.
So looking at the rings, looks like red is still out counting the yellow one.
So by out counting, what do we mean by out counting?
So we mean it's closer to the center. So you have to be closer to the center of the rings, closer to that button, the pin in the middle. And if you have more than one closer than your next opponent's one, you can score more points. So right now,
This is Sarah Heidinger's first shot.
right now, Team Power Braids is sitting just a little bit closer than that other yellow one. So right now it's one shot for red. They're sitting first shot.
This actually took me this long to realize, but I just realized that Team Power Braids are all in braids. This makes a lot of sense. They definitely went with theme. I love it.
Great shot. Getting
Beautiful
right
shot.
into the forefoot. Looks like it's a little bit open, so Hudson might be able to hit it, but we'll see. This actually looks like what he's calling for is a lightweight hit.
So Hudson Kennedy's first shot. Hudson and Cedar, if you were wondering, are brothers.
Calling on the sweep now, wanting to hold the line. It's starting to move. Looks like it's going to tick off that guard. Push it into the rings.
Nicely.
But it looks like red still is now sitting 2. So they've got the one in the forefoot, and they've got the one in the back 8 that is more in that 8-foot than the other 2 yellows are.
That was a tough break, too, because the ice really wasn't curling much, their earlier shots. Looks like they're warmed it up a little bit, so the rocks are going to start to move a bit more. That was a little tighter than they were looking for. It's going to pull yellow up. Let's see where we land here. So red still has the shot, but now yellow's sitting in the second position, so they're second closest to the pin.
So now instead of 2 points, if the end were to end now, red would only get 1.
Cool thing about this sport is you get to hear a lot of communication on the ice. So you have the skips, the captains down at the end, constantly, feeding information to their team. And at the same time, you'll hear the sweepers as they're following the stone. They're feeding information up to the skip, how fast the stone is, whether something looks a little funny or looks a little different. It's all about constant communication, trying to understand exactly what the stone's doing and what you can do about it. If it's not quite doing what you want it to, which happens a decent amount. So for Sarah's last shot here, Diana's looking to guard their current shot stone that's sitting in those red rings. We'll be back in just a second. We're going to work on a technical challenge.
All right, well, we work on some difficulties. We're going to just update you on the house here. So red's still sitting 1. They've got the one in the forefoot, but yellow still has that one just a little bit closer than the red in the back 8. So it looks like Cedar's setting up a hit. He wants to hit his yellow guard that's up there in front, run that back into the red that's sitting in the forefoot, and hopefully leave his yellow there, and he would be sitting 1 and 2. shot. He's calling hard. Shot's coming down fast on the ice. The hit. And he does glance the yellow. Ooh, what a great shot, a great double takeout. He hit that one out of the rings in the forefoot, and then it glanced back and hit the other red that was sitting in the back 8, and now yellow, Team Swiss Chalet, is sitting 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, difficulty solved. Looks like Diana's going to do a draw. She's going to throw it pretty out far, hope to be able to come in and get into the center since all of those yellow rocks are sitting out into the wings. Sarah on it hard, sweeping it in. Ooh, and it just touches the forefoot, so now red is sitting shot.
Ooh, nice shot. So you heard them say half. They're communicating right now. They think they can see about half of that red stone from the hack. And that means in this case, they probably think they have a decent chance of hitting it. If the stone is too hidden, it gets pretty tricky to hit it given the guards that are in front of it. So Cedar Kennedy's second shot lining up here.
We see that 10 of you are watching us, joining us for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to chime in into the chat. We'll keep an eye on it, try to answer those as best as we can.
Looks like we have some score updates to make too. So on sheet C, red took 1 in the first end. Well, it looks like sheet D, yellow took 1 in the first end. And sheet A is still finishing up, much like sheet B that we're watching right now. Let's see what this hit does. Great hit.
Taps it back.
Oh,
and far enough.
Oh, man.
That
So
now
yellow's sitting 5 right now.
Swiss Chalet sitting 5. So, Lauren, what do you think Diana's going to want to do here?
I think she's going to want to, well, there's a couple options. She can try to draw in and try to touch that forefoot, that red ring. She can try, one thing it looks like they're looking at right now is maybe a hit and roll. So it would be hit one of those open yellow stones, but on the side of it so that you roll in towards the center of the house. Looks like that might be what they're lining up right now. This is a good choice. If you're not quite sure about the draw, especially because the ice seems to be getting a little curvy, better to throw a shot you have more trust in than a shot you're not so sure about. Calling for a real hard sweep here. Really, really hard sweep. Sweeping in this case to hold it in the right position. Hit and a roll.
Is it enough?
A little bit. It does help.
So that was the last shot at the end, so now they're going to take a look, see who's closer. So it looks like yellow's got one. Now the question is, do they have more than one?
Looks like they have at least two, possibly three. It's always a little tricky on the camera angle. We center it up as best we can. It's always a little tricky. We'll have a score in just a second. So Swiss Chalet takes 3 points in the first end. We'll have a sheet update on sheet A shortly. They're playing their last stone right now. All right, so we are in the second end of this game. Joey's back up for the first shot. So I just realized I haven't explained the positions yet. So if you're new to the sport, there are four, as you can see, there's 4 people on a team. Each person plays their own position. In every position, you shoot stones. And then most of the positions you also sweep. So everybody kind of rotates in and out. So you have the lead. Right now that's Joey, who's just sent his first stone on the ice. You'll have the second, they shoot second. On this team, that's Daniel. The third, or the vice, here that's Hudson. That's the person you'll see take over in the house when the skip is shooting the final stones. And the skipper, the captain, the fourth, is the last person to shoot. Usually the last person to shoot, and is the person calling the game the whole time down in the opposite rings. So for power braids, sorry. Oh, sheet A, update. In the first end, yellow, that's the Fellowship of the Rings. Fantastic, love that. Takes Fellowship of the Stone, oop, wrong one. Fellowship of the Stone takes 2. So on power braids, we have Jane shoots lead, Odessa shoots second, Sheriff shoots third, playing at the vice position, and Diana is the skip and shoots final stones. And then as you probably noticed, you alternate with the other team as you go. So the first lead shoots their first stone, and then the other lead shoots their first stone, and then the original lead shoots their second stone, the second lead shoots their second stone. Everything alternates back and forth. Helps the game keep moving too. So they'll get a draw, looks like to the back of the house. Diana's gonna sweep just as hard as she can to try to move it out. And just squeaked out. So Diana right now looking to place a stone on the other side of the house. An advantage of doing this is that it makes it hard to hit both stones and take them out of the rings in the same shot if you keep them far enough apart. Another advantage is it gives you 2 stones in the rings. Help you get more points. They're looking to hit out the red stone here. Looks pretty good. Great shot. Little roll to the center. Should stick around though right there in that white 8-foot ring. Now Diana's going to remove that stone with Odessa's first shot. Second shot. This is another hit, so they'll shoot the stone with plenty of weight to remove the target stone, so remove that yellow. But hopefully have the red move over to the side a little bit so it's not so close to their other stone. So Cedar right now looking for a double takeout. So what he's asking Hudson to do is hit the first stone, hit the first red stone, bounce off of it, hit the second red stone, and get them both out of the rings and leave their yellow stone sitting in the rings. Sweeping all the way to keep the line, so hopefully we see that first red stone go away. The stone hung out just a little bit to the side. That happens sometimes on the edges of the sheet like that.
So Lauren, why did the yellow stone go away when they stopped it from crossing over to the other side?
Yeah, so the sidelines. Good point, Paul. So because we have only so much space to work with, you'll see those red lines on either side of the house there. Those are the sidelines. And in curling, once the stone so much as touches one of those lines, it's considered out of play. So it's immediately removed by whoever's nearby, and you kick it back behind the house so that it's out. You don't see that on the back line. So at the back edge of the rings, there's a black line. The stone in that line has to completely go over that line for it to be considered out of play. Otherwise, you can kind of leave stones sitting back there, and they can cause some trouble sometimes. So a nice draw here. Just the tee line. Great, great draw from Odessa. And Hudson's here getting ready for his next shot.
Sounds like they're thinking about maybe hit and roll over or maybe a little freeze onto it. Looking like they're going for the hit.
That makes sense, right? You want to get rid of red stones right now because those are not helping. Tricky part about the hits, though, is that if you remember from the last end, there were a lot of stones up in front of the rings, so it made it kind of hard. It made it kind of easy to protect stones, kind of hard for the players to get to them and to hit them out. The tricky part about this end is that without guards up front, it's kind of hard to protect those stones. So even when you hit one out, the other team can come back and hit yours out.
So Hudson's stone came over, kind of went a little too far across the red stone. Knocked the red stone over a little bit, but rolled out on its own.
Caught it just a little too thin there.
Looks like Diana's going to call him, putting another one up, give him another thing to worry about here.
So you heard that 5-6. It's Odessa calling out roughly by a different number system where she thinks the stone might land. That helps Diana kind of figure out, what she might want to tell them to do, whether she wants them to sweep it, whether she wants them to kind of just stay close by.
Looks like going to just be in the top 12, maybe touching the top 8. Oh, full 8.
Nice shot.
Actually, top 4, touching the top 4.
Top 4, yeah. So Cedar's going to work out what he likes in this shot. He's got a couple options. Looks like he's thinking about a double. He's trying to figure out which direction he likes better. So he's trying to figure out how, with one yellow shot, he can take out 2 red stones and still hopefully stick around with his yellow stone. So peel. So that's pretty quick weight in curling. So Hudson will be moving real fast on this one. Lots of weight. Really good here. It's going to take a roll off to the side. How does it look?
It's going to almost freeze to the red, but not.
What a shot.
Not quite. So
that's going to be a tough one. It's hard to tell the difference between those 2 stones on the right-hand side there.
So it looks like red sitting 1. 2. Yep, red sitting 1. Yellow potentially second shot. Yeah.
And hard to take that yellow stone out because it's got the red stone behind it as kind of a guard back there. I guess more of backing than a guard. It's not really a guard. They are going to sweep this all the way. The goal is to get this one right on top of that yellow stone. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Great sweep from the sweepers there. Curling is really a team sport. Shooting is important, and sweeping is too.
So it looks like, yeah, after that, Red is now sitting 2.
Oh, what a shot.
Just hanging around the edges, but still closer to that center of the ring than the nearest yellow stone.
So Hudson, Cedar and Daniel kind of looking at their options down in the house right now. Thinking about what they might want to do. Hudson standing by to shoot. And we'll have a score update on sheet C for you shortly, as soon as they hang it for us. Cedar shot.
Yeah, Hudson was just
I didn't
looking.
realize we were on skip stones already. Look
Yep,
at that.
so Hudson was just looking to see, could he see how much they were looking at, and maybe chip in some thoughts possibly as well.
Daniel standing by to help call the line.
Sweepers on it hard.
Really, really hard. Trying to hold on to the stone. Oh, we're going to let it move just a little bit.
We get a little roll off this.
Should. Ooh.
Is it too much? Sarah sweeps into that hard, and she sweeps it out the back.
Yeah. Great sweeping on both sides today.
Looks like Deanna just wants to put it back where it was.
So you probably saw Odessa down in the hack briefly. The nice thing about keeping the game moving is your other players, while you're skipping your vice, are in the house kind of getting things set up. Your lead and your second are down at the other end prepping the stone and getting everything set up so that as soon as the skip is ready to shoot, she or he has a stone in play and is ready to go. Helps the game move faster, especially considering you're on the ice the whole time. Diana just looking to draw to the side of the house here. Sweeper staying close. Close, but letting the stone be. Looks like they're just going to let this stone work all on its own. And much like Sarah swept out Cedars, Cedar swept out Diana's. As it goes. Cedar now looking at possibly hit and roll over a little bit. Get rid of another one of those red stones.
We have a score update on sheet D.
Oh, great.
So, looks like on sheet D, Team Penn took 1 in the second end. So we've got a tie score on sheet D, 1-1.
And we will have a score update for sheet C once they hang the score.
Yeah, if and when they hang it.
They'll get it. There's a lot to remember on a curling game. You got to hang the score, and you got to shoot all the stones. A lot going on.
You got to pay attention to the hog line, center
Isn't
line.
it something like walking up and down is like 3 miles or something? If you add it all up, it's something crazy. Well, the sheet's a little over 150 feet long. So if you're sweeping, that means you're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You end up walking something like 2 or 3 miles the entire game. Or running, depending on how fast the stone is moving.
So for those folks trying to get 10,000 steps in each day, come on down and try curling.
Here's Cedar's shot, trying to just freeze to the red, it looks like. Little tap over.
Yeah.
Ooh, perfect, right to the button.
Nice shot. So if you're just joining us, this is the 2019 Potomac Junior Bonspiel in Laurel, Maryland. Our club's located just outside of Washington, D.C. We're just finishing up the second end on our feature sheet, and we're providing score updates as we can get them on all 4 sheets, so we keep everyone up to date.
Gotta go.
Oh.
All right, so here is Diana's last shot. Looks like they're lining up a hit. They hit this. Looks like they're at least 1. Yeah, 1 shot if they knock this out. And if it sticks, they'd probably be 2. She has Odessa sweeping on there. Trying to pull it over. Oh, and she flashes right by. So, the result of the second end here on sheet B, Team Swiss Chalet, it's a steal of 1. You say it's a steal because they did not have hammer. So hammer team with that last shot should be expected to be able to at least get 1 point, if not 2. And so if they don't have the hammer, you call it a steal. And so because they stole and scored those points, Team Swiss Chalet does not get the hammer. The hammer stays with Team Power Braids. Kind of a way to give an advantage to the team that didn't score that end. So Swiss Chalet will throw the first stones. Stone's a little heavy. Quite a bit heavy. Diana's going to sweep that to the back of the house, to the back 12 foot.
But it's still.
Diana calling for a stone in the top 8 foot. A little more aggressive, get something in the house here. That one looks a little heavy too. Cedar sweeping it.
Yes, it does.
That will be back 8 foot.
So if this was the end of the end, it would be 1 red, but it's not. So
Cedar calling for a shot, top 4 foot. It's a little heavy, but that's okay. They tap out that red, so now yellow sitting 2.
okay, and for those of you who are watching our live stream, please feel free to comment in the chat keep an eye on that throughout this game.
Power braid second stone. Curling quite a bit. She might have released it a bit narrow. They're sweeping it hard. Maybe we'll get to T-line here. Oh. Splitting the top 12, top 8.
Okay.
It's in the front house, which is good.
And Paul, we have an update on sheet A. The
All
score
right.
is now Rock Stars 2, Fellowship of the Stones 2. So they have a tie game over on A.
Still waiting on the score for sheet C. Don't worry, folks, it'll get there.
Or we'll just take a wild guess. This is moving pretty fast, Paul.
It is. It looks like they're going to try to hit out that red. Get a little roll, stick around. And they do. They stick around right near the button.
Yellow is sitting 3.
Looks like Team Power Braids is going to go for a pretty heavy hit here, too. Ooh, it's starting to cut down that center line. Great shot. Beautiful double. He will take out
Nice.
2 of the Yellowstones. That's it.
Out
Top
of
4
the
foot.
house. Very nicely done.
Looks like we've gotten to a hit game. Cedar's calling a hit here. Lighter weight hit. Take out the red. Ooh, and they lose the shooter. Yellow rolls all the way back out of the house.
And to the sideline, so it's out of play.
We do have a score on sheet C.
Woo!
So in the second end, Team Junior Mints took 3, so it's 3-1 Junior Mints.
Thank you, Junior Mints, for hanging the score. So those folks. Junior Mints is made of 2 players from Triangle Club, 1 from Norfolk and 1 from here in Potomac. So there are folks watching from Norfolk, Triangle, and locally here. Junior Mints are up 3-1 over the Bucks Broom.
All right, Team Power Braids with their shot just there. Just a lightweight hit, tap the yellow back. Yellow is still in the house, but it's still on the back line, and red stuck around for shot. Looks like Cedar's calling another hit here for Hudson.
And it looks like sheet C has finished the third end, but no update on the score.
Cedar wanted the sweepers off.
Yep.
Nice hit, but they're going to lose the shooter. So we've got 1 stone in the house. That's a yellow in the back. 12 foot, just hanging in. Still counts though.
He's starting to slow down a little bit.
Diana calling for the sweep. Just want something top house. Anything full paint out counts that back one.
Absolutely.
A nice top 8 foot.
Top 8. Nicely done.
I'm sure Cedar's going to want that out.
Of course. Didn't you just see him call that? Oh, my goodness.
Unfortunately, it jams on the back yellow, so red sticks around. Still hanging in, but it's hanging on the back of the ring, so yellow's shot. Diana potentially wanting to hit here, like a lower weight hit, maybe. She said control. So control means that the sweeper can still control the rock if they're sweeping as they go down the ice. Other type of hits, you might have a bumper weight hit. That's one where you throw it with enough weight that if you weren't to touch the entire time, it would just hit the bumper, the backboards. There's hack weight hit. That's you use, again, if it were to not be touched, it would just stop at the hack. And then there's control, where you can control it. Normal, which is a higher weight hit. Ooh, just a little tick on it, and it rolls out. And then above normal is peel, where you are trying to get rid of everything. Yep, this is Cedar's first shot. That voice, folks, is Simone Smith. She's one of the organizers of this great event. Welcome, Simone.
You got to.
Yeah, it was just a little far away.
Yeah. It's been a good weekend of curling. We have 12 teams. The final 8 are playing today.
Simone, what's the age group of kids that come out for this Bonspiel?
The youngest 2 kids are 10, and it goes up to 18. And we had 48 kids registered and show up. Split amongst 2 divisions. We had 8 teams playing the developmental division, and they're playing sheets A and B right now, and 4 teams playing competitive, and they're all playing in their finals on sheets B and C.
And it looks like we've got a pretty good geographical makeup from everybody, too.
I know. I did do a little tally on where everyone was coming from and how many kids came from away. And I think we had like 18 to 20 kids here from other clubs, which is fantastic. Last year we didn't quite have as many teams, so just wasn't sure how much it was going to go this year. I did start advertising early, saying we would have poutine. And I think that was really the turning point, and what brought the teams in was the poutine on the menu.
What day was that?
That was last night. We had poutine
Oh,
after
I missed
the last round.
poutine.
You missed poutine. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry. We
have to remember to serve that for next year. So
it's definitely going to become a staple. Sorry, we should be talking about curling instead of food. But the crew in the kitchen did a great job all weekend.
This is an annual Bonspiel, right?
It is. It's the 14th one that we've done it.
14. Wow, that's great.
It's pretty good, yeah. So I think initially the Chalmers were running it, and then the Clausens were running it, and now because their kids have all aged out. So it's nice to see all these young kids out there. And I think the interest is growing. I saw lots of families making connections and building teams, and we're going to see a lot more junior curling around here, I think.
All right, here's Cedar's last shot. Looks like they're going to call for a hit. With the shot before, that was Diana's first shot. She knocked the Yellowstone out. So now Cedar wants to knock that back red one out. Ooh, but it is curling hard. Maybe it picked? Did cut over.
Oh, that's a little unfortunate there, but so red's sitting one, and they can drop two.
So a pick, for those of you who don't know, that's where it picks something up on the ice. It could be dirt, fuzz, dust, hair, and it picks it up on the bottom of the stone, and that causes the stone to cut over really hard. And no matter how much sweeping you do, it's just going to keep going the other way.
And we have an update on sheet D. After their third end, it's now Team Penn with 3 and the Rolling Stones with 1.
So Diana's just looking for anything here that will touch paint. Doesn't have to be too hard, but just something sitting in the house.
Anywhere in the rings would be great to get on the board. For the power braids. Use the power of the braids.
It looks so little.
Slow down. I think it's got backing, but we'll hold on.
It is good. It freezes to that back one. That's 2 points for Team Power Braids.
Okay, sheet C is in their 4th end, but again, the score from the 3rd end has not been posted. We will keep you up to date.
Just in their 3rd.
Looks like yellow probably scored, so Team Junior Mitts, because red is throwing hammer stones here. So they're throwing their second vice stones, but throwing after yellow. So.
So we think Junior Mint's got another one?
At least 1 point on sheet C, yeah. We'll find out, though, once they hang the score. Ooh. Can they get it over sweep hard?
It's over.
High guard here for the power braids. Something different that we've done this year is that we had the teams pick their own team names as opposed to just being the Skips name. There was a bit of a threat that, you know, if they didn't choose a name, I would choose one for them, and nobody wanted to be the Rockettes. So some of the teams that you're not seeing today that didn't make it into the final are some of my favorite names. There was, I think, the Kidney Stones, Hackers,
Drawing a blank.
Drawing a blank, yeah, that was a clever one. They came up with that, and We Will Rock You. So.
Oh, you didn't think of Pet Rock? Instead of
no.
Rockettes or Pet Rock?
No, well, they chose their name, so. And even still, there was a little bit of dissension and a little debate amongst a lot of the teams down to the wire on what they would settle on. So. Quite happy with what they got.
I like this change.
It gave it a little flair. You can always do with a few more pieces of flair. Nice draw behind.
Yeah, she was a little light on the first one, so that got high guard, but she drew behind it, adjusted.
Very nice.
So Joey Connor playing with the Team Swiss Chalet. He's coming out of box and he's filling in on the team this weekend. So he pros with the junior program with Daniel on the weekend there, and is filling in for their usual fourth. Marius Minus couldn't make it, and he's doing great.
Looks like he's trying to draw behind his corner guard there. Hudson putting a little sweep on to make sure it gets there. All the way there, just above the tee line.
So sitting a little exposed there, so I think the power braids are going to try to use power and to take that rock out.
Calling for a bumper weight hit.
And the two young ladies are very politely escorting the stone down the ice.
Hit, little roll across the sheet.
Move the scoreboard.
Power braids sitting too.
Okay, let's take a look from away. Well, it looks like the one red stone is undercover. The one in the back 12 is open.
Cedar wanting to put it back in the corner behind the guard.
And now these two young men are escorting their stone on down the sheet. Uh-oh, it was heavy.
Too heavy out the back.
Out the back.
Diana wants one, just high house. Something to guard up and protect the ones that are in the back there. A little wider than I think they wanted, but it's there.
Nice sweeping. Nice job.
We have a score update for you on sheet A. As soon as we can see.
What it is.
I can tell you that yellow, so Fellowship of the Stone scored. Nice,
double there,
yeah,
Bob.
nice hit.
Okay.
So looks like
Ooh,
6
they're up to 6 now.
So Fellowship of the Stone scored 4 points in the last end.
Goodness, that was a big end.
Sheet C just finished their 4th end. We're still waiting for the score from the 3rd end. We'll hang it up when they get there. Sarah a little light on her draw there. Looks like they want it in the house, but it'll be a guard. Something to draw behind later. here calling for a hard sweep. Come to that back stone. Small roll. Taking it out. Looks like they might now be undercover from the red. All right, we have a score update on sheet C. In the third end, it looks like the Bucks Rooms took one. So it is now 3-2 Junior Mints. At least that's what the score says. Sarah Scheidt's a little late. Sweeper's on it hard. You got a tight guard, tight corner guard.
The two young men jump in there. Doing a lot of serving here. And the skip comes out as well. I think they want to get it into the paint. And let's look overhead. Ooh.
Could be biting. It's hard to tell without looking straight down.
From this angle, it may or may not be. And that's how that's how they determine it when you look directly down on the stone. So this camera angle is not going to give you that view. But from here, it's at least 2 yellow, perhaps 3.
Call right now on sheet B is for roll on the yellow forward side and see what happens.
A little bit of an update on sheet C. So they blanked the third end, even though they hung 3 up there. So it's a blank in the third, meaning that no points were scored. And then the Bucks Brooms team took 1 in the fourth. So it is 3-2 Junior Mints in the fifth end.
The young brothers are discussing their strategy. Now their team is ahead.
Looks like they're trying to roll and maybe get a little rub on that yellow and roll behind. Let's see what 15, but Tom just threw a nice double and to sit 2. I don't know if it was the call shot, but they're certainly very excited.
Yeah, the warm room is filling up with more family and friends to watch these young players. So I guess the ambient noise in the background will get louder, so. Okay, the end result.
So the yellow didn't curl quite as much as they were hoping, but they did manage to bump their yellow in a little bit. It does leave a pretty wide open court for red to draw and sit on the back yellow to the shot rock.
And now we're up to Diana Black's first skip rock of this end.
Actually, I think it's her second. Looking at the stones back there.
You are correct.
Super's on it hard. And off.
Uh-oh, it needs to.
Cedar on it hard.
No.
And Cedar sweeps it through.
Oh, goodness.
So this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Cedar just used to draw in and
And a 3. So upcoming is what we refer to as the hammer. That's the last stone thrown in an end. So if you look overhead at the house, it looks like yellow is sitting 2. All you have to do is touch paint. And we have an update on sheet D. The Rolling Stones scored 1 in their 4th end, so it's now Team Penn 3, Rolling Stones 2.
Oh. Sweeper's on. Ooh, looks like the stone hit a slow patch, curled in. They'll just sit 2.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Austria, Sarah is here this year working as an au pair. She's 18 from Austria, curling on the junior national team for Austria, but getting her practice in at Potomac while she's here.
Just had a wave to the camera.
So we've got international viewership in Canada and Austria.
Looks like Team Swiss Chalet's first shot here of the fifth end was a little too heavy through the house. Park Braids with the hammer is probably going to try to put up a corner guard here. And they do.
There we go.
Swiss Chalet second shot. Again, a little heavy. Diana's going to sweep that right back through the house.
Little comment from the ice maker walking down the ice, telling the boys to get it together.
You're also really bad at calling weight, so. I'm just gonna pop both my rocks just to piss you off.
All right. And that one is just touching the outer rim of the 12-foot. We refer to that as a biter.
Looks like it's guarded up, though.
Let's go. Yes, actually, quite nicely. As in the guard out front is protecting the one in back. Overhead view. Oh my goodness.
Looks like they may have a biter near
They
the
also
center as
have
well.
a biter as well. But I think the red has a bigger bite.
Diana calling for a draw behind the yellow. Sweeper's on it for weight, for line. Might get a little wick. Yeah, a little wick off. But into the house.
The only thing is that it is completely open, as in there's no guard for that. So right now,
Calling for the hit. Yep. Sweeper's on hard, keeping that line.
the overhead view quickly.
Little roll and sticks around. Good shot.
Nice job. Very nice.
Looks like Diana's going to try to get the double potentially here and throw it hard enough. Take out both. Get one of them, and then roll at the back.
He was close to hitting that second yellow, but not quite. We have an update on sheet C. Junior Mints are now up to 4. So that score is 4-2 in favor of Junior Mints over Bucks Broom. Sorry, that camera froze. Well, they're really trying hard. Well, it's a very nice center guard, Paul.
Gives him something to go behind. So it looks like Diana wants to get rid of it. Oh, nope, she wants to get rid of, not the guard, but the other one that's in the rings. So here's Sarah's first shot.
Oh.
That one looked like it picked too.
Oh no, and it promoted. It promoted Swiss Chalet's guard into the 8-foot ring. I know that was not what they had planned.
Shooter just wants to draw here. Happy with the guard. It makes it a little more difficult to hit the one that they were looking for unless you throw something heavy.
We have an update on sheet A. Rockstar scored 2 in the 4th end, so it's now Rockstars 4, Fellowship of the Stones 6.
Sarah's second stone, throwing some weight. And take out that guard that just went up. Oh no.
Oh, I think she was.
Fortunate to get their own stone. Cedar just wants a guard here. Check that back down. little tight. Wicks over.
Yeah.
Leaves those yellows wide open.
Is not ideal, however. Should look from the above view. We're sitting 2 at this point. Okay. This is Skip Diana Black setting up.
Probably wants to hit this here.
So,
Coming out with at least control weight. Sweepers on early to keep that line. Sarah calling for the sweep. They hit it, and they roll over and stay in the house. Ooh, and that's nicely guarded by that corner yellow.
yeah, let me show you a good view of that. And the sweepers congratulate each other. They did do an excellent job with that stone. Nicely done, ladies.
How much of the yellow do you think? How much?
Oh, update on sheet D. Team Penn has scored 1 in the 5th end.
Okay. Feel it.
So they're sitting 4-2 over Rolling Stones.
Up, wide. Yeah.
And as we said previously, we are here at the Potomac Curling Club, the National Capital Curling Center in Laurel, Maryland. We're on the outskirts of the Washington, D.C. metro area. And if you do come to D.C. after you see all the museums and statues, etc., feel free to stop by. Our website is easy to find. It's simply curldc.org. CURLDC.org. You can see all the other events we have going on, the programs, the leagues. And Sunday evening is typically what league, Paul?
Pizza League.
Pizza League. So basically there's 2 draws, and in between is served
Pizza.
yeah. Well, it certainly isn't sushi. Just checking. And indeed, it is pizza. So what's better than sitting around talking with your teammates and your opponents over a couple of slices of Domino's?
This is Power Braids' last shot for the end here. Cedar's last shot, a little heavy, carried into the back, 8 foot. Diana just looking probably to come on top of that. Sweeper's on it hard though.
They're working it. Oh, it looks light. Looks like to me. Come on, sweepers. Yeah, it was light. Goodness.
So it looks like Swiss Chalet sitting 2. They got that top one and the one in the back 8. So oh, that was the last shot. Sorry, that was a hammer shot. There was a stone sitting over in sheet B that got me a little confused. So looks like might be a steal of 2 for Swiss Chalet.
Indeed, it is 8 for Swiss Chalet and 2 for Power Braids, excuse me, on our sheet B. At the beginning of the 6th end here. Now that looks a little light as well.
So that's a hog stone, meaning
As-
it did not make it to the hog line.
That blue line that you see across on your screen right now is blue, and that's,
Means
The
it is
hog line.
out of play.
yeah, it wasn't thrown hard enough for, who knows. And why is it called a hog line? No one seems to know, but that's what it's called.
Well, I'm sure there's a good reason. I just can't think of it.
I certainly. This is also looking light. Yep. I think the ice conditions are changing, and that does happen with the curling game.
Using the power of Dr. Google, or in this case, we'll call him Ice Maker Google. Ice Maker Google says a hog line. According to Scottish curlers, the term hog line is derived from Scottish agriculture. In a country where so many sheep are raised, a lamb in its first year of life was called a hog.
Interesting. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Thank you, Ice Maker Google.
All right. Swiss Chalet has thrown up a guard pretty close to the very center.
A little more here from that. So the lamb in its first year of life was a hog. In time, the name came to represent a straggler, a weakling, the one most likely to fall prey to predators or be culled from the flock. Similarly, a stone that could barely make it to the playing area was called the hog, and therefore culled from the rest.
Ah. Interesting. Mystery solved.
Power Braids is going to just bring it into the 12-foot.
Slightly touching the 8.
Cedar wants a hit and a roll.
Hit and then roll under cover of their yellow guard stone that's out front. This one's moving.
Got a roll. Too much though. Diana's going to sweep that out of the house.
Indeed she did. Now for you folks watching, you'll see that yellow stone is touching the back line, but it's still in play. It has to be completely over that back line to be taken out of play. So while it would not be a counter, because it's not inside the house, it is still in play.
Just be another draw into the house here for Team Power Braids.
Let's get the overhead view.
Same spot as the last one.
Very nicely done. Let's take a look from afar.
And Cedar's going to call same shot.
Seems they're just trading off.
Power Braids need some points. They're down 8-2. Got to get some points here. Nice shot. Keeps it in play.
But it's pretty visible. It's not completely underneath that guard stone.
Ooh,
Oh,
curls
my.
just too much, flashes right by.
Oh my goodness. That was a bit unfortunate for the power braids.
So they're going to peel their guard here. Get rid of anything that the power braids can draw under. Hudson throws it nice and fast. Ooh, jams in his own though. Clears out the house completely and then leaves his as a guard in the upper right. Cedar not too happy about that.
No. That's what you call an oops.
So Diana now with that new guard up in the corner. She's going to ask her team to draw behind that.
Okay, we're waiting for an update on sheet C.
Looking a little light.
Yes, it is.
Super's on it hard.
Just getting it over the hog line. Okay, it's not going to get to the house.
Another guard, something to go behind.
Okay.
But they need those points. So.
Yes, they do. Okay, over on sheet C, Junior Mints have scored 2 in their 6th end. So their score is now 6-2 over the Bucks Broom.
So now Cedar is going to ask Hudson to get rid of it. But do it better this time.
Same shot, do better.
And he goes right by.
Oh, no.
That's okay. Then you don't put anything up, they'll let him get behind. Oh, he's shaking his head. He's not happy about that. Sarah a little light again.
Yeah.
Hudson's doing push-ups back by the maintenance room.
Oh, goodness.
That might have been his punishment for flashing by.
Self-imposed, perhaps?
Or it's something the brothers do. I think Cedar wants to draw behind the mess of guards here now.
haven't had an
Stone's
update.
slowing down a little bit here. On it hard. Hudson on it hard.
It is going to get into the 12-foot. And it's the only stone in that 4-foot. We haven't had an update on sheet A in a while, so as soon as they hang up a new score, we will pass it along. You can see Diana and Sarah discussing strategy. What,
Looks like they want to hit it.
okay. As you see Diana sliding back to the hack, she obviously told her two teammates what the plan is so that they have a much better idea how to sweep. Not how to sweep, but what direction they do want the stone to go in. Pushing off the hat. For beginning curlers, you'll see that she's not pushing the stone. She's just gently releasing the handle. All right, looks like a nice hit here.
And it sticks the bite. Nope, nope. Just over 12 foot, half and half. Cedar thinking to maybe hit and roll in the other way. Roll under cover.
Yeah, that sounds like a good strategy.
Sheet A, we have some scores. We have yep, in the 5th, it looks like
Fellowship of Stones?
took 1 point, yep. So they are now up 7-4.
Over top of Rock Stars.
Little roll. Does its job though, gets under cover. And it's a little bit onto the ring, so they're sitting for a shot.
Still a little visible, but it's pretty much undercover. Very nicely done.
Diana forced to draw. Sit anywhere full 12 foot, or at least more than the yellow stone. Get her 1 point.
Okay, looks like sheet D may be hanging an update. Indeed, it looks like the Rolling Stones had a big end because they are now up to 6 points over Team Penn, which has 4.
Big turnaround that game.
Big turnaround. Wow. Nicely done. All right, back to our feature sheet. B. Again, this is Skip Diana Black.
Sweeper's on it hard. Just need to get it all the way into the house. Looking light though.
All right, so you've got three young ladies sweeping this.
Ooh,
They
that's gonna stop
need
short.
that to get in, and it indeed is short.
So it's a steal of 1 for Swiss Chalet.
Yep.
Diana signals handshakes, and so that's the game. So final score on our feature sheet. Swiss Chalet 9, Power Braids 2. So congratulations to both teams for making the final, and congratulations to Swiss Chalet for winning the competitive side of the 2019 Potomac Junior Bonspiel.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. All right, well, we can pick a different sheet to follow their score. Okay, you're gonna have to hold on. Our cameras will need to reset shortly. Okay. Hold on, it's not resetting. Now they did, okay. Now let's move that out, and you can see, it looks like they're on sheet C, sitting one red. Oh, there may have been two. All right, we'll wait till they hang up the score.
One red.
Okay, on sheet C, looks like Bucks Brooms scored one. All right, cameras aren't exactly moving the right way, but you look off to the side. Okay, the teams off of sheet B have walked off the ice. And as is customary, you congratulate both teams. Okay. All right, the cameras are resetting, so hope you didn't get too dizzy. Ooh. All right, it will pass that hog line. And it looks like it will be a guard for the junior mints. Oh. Sweeping it on down. Shooters following right behind.
A little late. Hope they can get it over here.
Oh my goodness.
3 sweepers on now.
No, that's gonna hog. It's not gonna completely get over that hog line. So we say he hogged the stone. That's unfortunate for the Bucks Brooms.
Sweepers on for the junior mints. Oh, called off. They just want to be behind those guards. Looking a little heavy though.
It is looking heavy.
And
Indeed.
swept out the back.
Swept out the back, just as you said.
Bucks Brooms calling for a centerline guard. Need some points. Need some points here, so they're gonna put up a guard to draw behind. Sweepers on. Yeah, nice guard. A little to the corner of what he wanted, but still a nice guard.
And as you can see from the overhead view, it is not in the house. It is definitely a guard. And Junior Mints are, I believe, calling for a takeout of that last guard.
Get rid of something for Bucksprings to hide behind. You get rid of them, can't hide behind them, can't score points.
Oh, this stone is moving.
Looking good. Theirs will roll away to the corner. And still outside. Not quite touch the out of bounds line.
So it's technically still in play.
But not much you can do with that if you are the Bucksprings team.
Sure.
Looks like Bucksbroom is calling for draw behind to the guards on the right-hand side. Well, my right-hand side, your left-hand side. Looking heavy, though.
Yes, it is.
Each of these stones is roughly 42 pounds.
And made out of a special granite. Not just any old granite.
And that is through the house.
Yes, it is. Out the back.
Junior Mints want these stones gone. We don't want any guards. Let's run the other team out of stones here. And Junior Mints is made up of 2 curlers from Triangle, a curler from Norfolk, and a curler from Potomac. They peel away the yellow guard.
So they take away theirs, but leave the red.
Lose the shooter. So one of the guards is gone, so not as much to hide behind, but still something to hide behind. It looks like that's where they're going to call for the shot to go for the Bucksbrooms. Both of our other games here, we've got on sheet A, they're in their 6th end, and sheet D, they are in their 7th end. So once this game's over, we will switch to one of those. Great shot, great draw behind. Settles in the back 8 foot. Oh, sounds like she can see all of it though. The third for teams Junior Mints. She is going to try to hit that with plenty of weight. Skip says never. Don't touch it. And she hits side of it and rolls out, keeping that house nice and clean.
Yep. Your frustration on one of the other sheets.
A little heavy. That's
Yep.
through.
And out the back.
And with that, looks like Bucksbrooms has been run out of stones. Oh, no, they've actually got the one where they can promote and go in. So they're going to keep trying here.
Can't hurt to try.
Just got to get 3 points here, so. But Junior Mints are going to peel away that other guard. nose hit leaves up the guard. But it's mathematically impossible for the Bucks Brooms
So we have handshakes.
to score points. So winners of
Sheet C
are the Junior Mints.
6/3 for Bucks Brooms. Okay. Do we want to switch to sheet D?
Sure, we'll switch to sheet D.
All right, let the cameras reset. All right, now this is going to be a bit of an angle for the cameras, but you should still be able to see the action pretty well. Okay, and we're off.
All 4 sweepers on for that stone over there for the red stone.
And they're sweeping hard. It needs to get towards the and that is for the teams that have come into the warm room from sheet C. All right, and that last red stone has cut yellow to sitting 1 at this time. And he has pushed off the hack and released. This stone does have some weight to it. 2 young men are doing a little bit of sweeping for it. Switch cameras quickly. All right, I'm giving the overhead. Just kind of nudged. Okay, there's 1 more left. Skip rock for Team Penn. Okay, will be the hammer at the end of the 7th end for the teams, and sheet D as in Delta.
Sweep being called for. Vice getting ready to sweep.
Okay,
Lands in the top 12 foot.
1 yellow. Thank you, Paul. Score is now Rolling Stones 7 over Team Penn 4. And they're just about to begin their 8th end. Okay, trying to find out an update on sheet A.
They just finished. It looks like it's going to be 2 for yellow.
on sheet A.
2 for the Fellowship of the Stones.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So now the Fellowship is up 9-4 over the Rock Stars.
Headed into their 7th end.
Mm-hmm. And you can see a nice young lady sliding around back to the hack.
Having some fun out there. That's the whole point of a Bonspiel. Have some fun.
Ah, it hangs on the back of the 12. Nicely done.
Rockstar's calling for a centerline guard. Gotta get some points here. On the sheet, they're calling that it's heavy. Doesn't look too heavy, though. Just need to get over the line.
Oh my goodness, all of a sudden it like died.
But it's over, and they've got a long centerline guard.
Nice job.
Rolling Stones calling for them to draw behind that centerline guard, somewhere in the 4-foot.
Said throw a little bit lighter. If you recall the last stone by this young man, it did go out the back. Well, it may tick off that other guard. Yes, it did.
It's going to push Team Penn's guard to almost bite, but not quite.
Not quite.
That noise you hear in the background is our ice maker, Eric Clausen, getting the scraper out. Scraper's like a mini Zamboni, but it's handheld and pushes by hand. Has a little motor, walk along. He's going to get it out there, get the blade cooled down so that the blade is nice and cool so he can scrape the ice after this and prepare it for Pizza League.
Woohoo! May I ask where your pants are for that league?
They're pizza pants.
Yeah. Did you bring them to change into Pizza League? Okay. For those who are not aware, Paul has a really funky pair of pants that have pizzas on them, pizza slices.
Skips out there to sweep their stone. Just want to get past that other guard, get into the house. Whole team affair, all 4 players out there sweeping.
Oh, goodness.
And they do.
Nice. Teamwork indeed. Very nicely done, gentlemen.
Calling for the hit here. Nope, Skip changed his mind. Wants to draw. all 3 players coming with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good. A little heavy, but settles in the back of the forefoot.
Very nicely done. It looks like he almost hit that one guard on the way in.
Not quite, though. Got just by it.
Okay, back to the hack we go.
Concern about certain shots being too risky here by Team Penn. So
And
he's going to try to draw.
These 2 teams here, just a reminder to folks, these are in the developmental draw.
Looks a little heavy, but is he going to be able to take that one out? He does. And he actually, great double takeout. Oh, they're excited. So now red sitting 2. Of course, now the Rolling Stones are going to try to take out that center shot sitting right on the button.
And it's moving.
And they get that, and they nose it, send it straight back.
Ooh, he hit the hack.
That's okay.
Yeah, oops.
Ice Maker Eric will fix it.
So as you can see from the overhead view, yellow, sitting 1.
Calling for a hit here now. Oh, and it unfortunately hits the yellow guard. Takes out the yellow guard, though. Open it up a little bit.
Okay, and looking at the members of Team Penn, there's Jason Sagel from Philadelphia, Evan Dauernheim from Potomac, Noah Kotz from Potomac, and Connor DePalma from the Plainfield Curling Club. So it's a mixture of PA, Jersey, and Maryland. And the Rolling Stones, we're looking at all 4 members are from Potomac. Matan Rosenberg. Rebecca, was it Brio? Oh no!
Looks like they were trying to take out that top 12-foot red. Ended up curling a little more than they wanted. It just glanced the red over and ended up knocking out their yellow.
And then replacing it with the shooter, so.
Still 1 yellow, but I think they'd rather have 2 yellow.
Yes, all right. Evan Carlson and William Mountfield are the other 2 on the Rolling Stones team.
Sounds like we got a Star Wars fan out there. Some debate over what shot they want to choose.
And we believe that you can hear that.
Side on a guard, it looks like. I think it's light. Sweeper's on right away. Skippo's out to help. Come on, boys.
Oh.
Oh, darn. They are not happy about that, but. All right. Rolling Stone's calling for another hit here. Try to take out that red.
Okay, let's give you the overhead view, because this stone is coming in hot.
And they hit and replace. So
Okay.
2. Yellow sitting 2.
All right, while they're discussing, it looks like they're down to skip stones over on sheet A, and this would be the end of their 7th end. And this would be Mr. Ben Peters, who is throwing on A. All right, back to our hack, Evan Dauernheim. His stone is on the way. It has some good weight to it, at least what it looks like from here. Now let's get to the overhead view. Oh,
Taps it a little bit. Sits just outside, touching the 4-foot.
okay.
So it's second shot.
We can see a quarter of it.
Front end members of Rolling Stone saying they can see a quarter of the back red. So it sounds like they're going to take out that front red instead. Open things up.
Front red instead? Okay. Okay. And this is their skip. And that's gonna,
A little wide.
yeah. Okay. Okay. The strategy being discussed. Well, Team Penn needs to pull 3 points to tie. Let's look at the overhead. Leave that for a moment. Right now, they're second Stone, so Rolling Stones are in scoring position at present with 1. Paul, this may be the Rolling Stones, excuse me. Yeah, Team Penn has
They have 2.
2.
Yep.
The skip rocks left.
So Team Penn has hammer, so they're just going to throw their first skip shot here. So they've got 2 rocks here that they could try to get a tie, a scoring tie of 3. Last rock in the 7th end over on sheet A right now.
Oh, is it? Okay. There goes Ben Peters on sheet A. I know it's not on camera at present. We're with sheet D. And this is sheet D's 8th end.
Switch over to sheet A far right now to kind of see. Well, sheet D discusses their shot.
Okay, camera's reset. Not sure if you can get a good view of that house. Oops, no, that's still. Okay.
Oh, not the last one, there's one more. Sorry, my bad. The hammerstone for rock stars still.
Okay.
Looks like red is sitting 2 in the house, and red is down. What's that? Down 5.
Yeah. Okay, looks like they are made up their mind. Over on D. Camera's resetting.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take their time to discuss the shot on A for a little bit.
Back to the hack on D. Oh, and in the in the shot that you see that we're streaming, you can see Mr.
Ben Keane.
Yes, standing behind the scraper.
Sweepers on, all 3 sweepers. Evan calling for the sweep. Ooh, it looks like it's going to over curl though. Be a little light.
Ooh, very light. Right now it's Rolling Stones sitting 1. One more skip rock for either team here. Let's give you a better view of their discussion. Oh, Ben Keane entering the shot. He's working on sheet C, getting it prepared for our next.
Final shot of the 7th end on its way on sheet A. Again, they need 5 points to tie it up. They're sitting 2 right now.
Okay, I'm trying to take a peek at what A is doing, and Yeah, that I don't think that made that much of a difference.
Nope, it doesn't look like it. So 2 red. They've got another end to play though. So now instead of down by 5, they're just down by 3.
And that's doable.
Final stone for Team Rolling Stones over on sheet D.
This is the last. Oh, yep, this is their last. Let's get the overhead view.
Might tap their one a little bit, but nope. Curls a little way.
Oh, looks like 2 yellow.
Nope, there's still one more shot though.
Yeah.
Team Penn still has the hammer shot.
Again, they're down by 3. The score is 7-4. Rolling Stones over Team Penn. Oh, and as you said, let's update the scoreboard. Rockstar's now at 6 over on sheet A. Fellowship of the Stones, 9. So that game on A is just beginning their 8th end. Here on sheet D, we have 1 more stone to end our 8th end. And Tim Leroy, thank you, my dear. I'm glad you have tuned in and posted. Says great commentary. So, Paul, great job.
Hey, you're part of it too, Janine.
Oh, well, only because your beautiful bride did have to head off to a meeting.
Yeah, she's the real rock star out there. So.
Mm-hmm. But she does let you wear the pizza pants.
That's right. Shot coming heavy on sheet D.
Oh my goodness, that is just rolling along. All right, I'm just gonna go straight for the house overview.
Oh, unfortunate glances over. And it looks like it's going to be a score of 2 yellow.
2 yellow.
So here we have handshake. So congratulations to Team Rolling Stones for a win over
Team Penn.
Yeah, Team Penn.
So that final score would be 9-4.
So we're going to switch to the last game on sheet A.
Sheet A. All right, the cameras are resetting. All right.
They put up a second center guard, tight to the yellow center guard.
Okay.
Yellow looks like he's calling for shot behind.
Okay.
Looking a little heavy, maybe.
Yeah, this may just flash right through.
It's got some backing on that back red. Might hang around. A little tap on the red. Rolls over. Hangs in the house.
Wow. All right. I was wrong. I stand corrected. Okay, back to the hack. This would be Elite Rosenberg. Okay, her stone is on its way. Slowing down. We've got 3 sweepers on it.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to end quite a bit short, though. Ben calling for shot to the button. Sweepers on.
And then glide past those guards and enter the house. Will it get to the 4-foot?
Just short.
Okay, in the 8, safely in the 8. And I know the angle is a bit rough to see, but looks like undercover.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. They're sitting
Hey.
first shot right now.
Okay.
Looks a little light.
Yes, it does. Light conditions do change over the course of a game.
Yeah, it's going to stop well short, unfortunately. Fellowship of the Stones calling for another draw into the house.
Okay. Okay, and the 2 young men are escorting this stone out. Now they're sweeping it.
All 3 people now sweeping.
Oh my goodness. You must think it's a, yeah, well, it's a little light, but no, I think it's going to be just fine. It's getting into the house.
It'll just enter into the 12-foot. So they'll be first shot, and red is second shot, and then yellow will be third and fourth.
Indeed.
Looks like this might be a little heavy.
Yep, and it's went right through the house. All right, Ben's. Oh, they're off and running. All right. Oh my.
That'll be a little heavy too.
Yes, indeed it will.
All right, down by 3. 3 stones left for red here. They're sitting second shot. They still have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Sweepers on.
All right, here comes the 3rd.
Looking light. Come on, guys.
All right.
Oof, just a touch light.
Oh my.
Maybe everyone's getting a little tired too. You never know.
Yeah.
Fellowship of the Stones trying again to draw into the center.
Okay.
That will just come into the 12-foot.
And back to the hack on sheet A.
Looks like they're trying to decide which shot to throw here still.
Mm-hmm.
If they could throw something to hit something, that would be great. Or if they could draw into the center, sit number 1. They do need 3 points though.
Which team is up? Rock Stars.
Rock Stars, yeah.
Okay. All right, and off we go.
Going to hit the center here.
Yes, it will.
Unfortunately, it's going to
And-
push the yellow back in, and the other yellow win. And we have handshakes.
We have handshakes.
So that will be Fellowship of the Stones winning over, the Rock Stars.
And so that, if we counted those two, that would be 11 over 6. And the scoreboard is back up for you to see. All 4 sheets are final at this time. Doing a quick wrap up. Sheet A, which we just saw complete. Fellowship of the Stones, 11 over Rock Stars, 6. Sheet B is Swiss Chalet at 9 over Power Braids, 2. Sheet C was the Junior Mints with 6 over Bucks Brooms at 3. And on sheet D, we saw the Rolling Stones with 9 over Team Penn with 4.
Just want to thank everybody for tuning into the webcast. I hope you had a good time. Hope you got to watch somebody that was out there curling that you may have here at the Junior Bonspiel. We encourage everybody to come out again to next year's, the 15th Potomac Junior Bonspiel of 2020. Again, hope to see you then.
Hope to see you then.